My god, this box is fucking enormous. Hello, everybody, DK in here, and welcome to my unboxing and review of the SH Figuarts Berserker Armor Guts Heat of Passion version right here. So, y'all are probably pretty shocked to see this on the channel. I have read exactly 4 volumes of Berserk. I have enjoyed everything I've read so far, and I definitely do eventually want to continue it, but I just didn't pick the right time to get into it. I will get back to this one day. I'm very, very interested in it, but I just saw reviews for this guy on YouTube, and I thought he looked really, really cool, and I kept seeing reviews of him, a lot of people saying he looked really, really awesome. And I didn't talk about the first SH Figuarts Berserk figures in my Figma, and my SH Figuarts is the new Figma video, which I kind of wish I had, because they were very, very controversial. A lot of people said they did a really bad job on those first couple. I didn't get those, obviously, so I couldn't review them, but maybe I can redeem myself by taking a look at this. And I just thought it looked really, really cool, and then I also thought to myself, I could get this and put it on my Black Clover shelf, because Black Clover was massively inspired by Berserk, if you don't know. So yeah, I am definitely excited about this. He looks really, really cool. It looks like a figure that's like right up my alley. He's got like this giant sword, and then the thing I'm really excited about is this like gun hand that he has right here, and then he also has this alternate like skull helmet right here. This is what I'm probably going to display him with, but we'll see. I've learned to not say that before getting the figure out, because sometimes I change my mind. But let's take a look at this gigantic packaging real quick. So we have a nice picture of him right there. I know this iconic picture right there. I think that's the manga cover, actually. Bandai Tamashii Nations Seal of Approval right there. Berserk. You have Guts Berserker Armor, Heat of Passion right there. SH Figuarts. There's the figure in the packaging right there. There's a nice picture of him on the side with his giant sword right there. There is a bunch of product shots of him on the back, looking very, very cool. Bunch of poses that you can get him in. There's another awesome picture of him right there on the back. And yeah, I'm definitely excited about this. This figure looks hella cool. So let's take a look at him. All right, here is Guts. I did not realize how dark he was, man. This is gonna be a interesting review. But right out of the packaging, all the joints feel great. Not really anything loose. I will say the torso, it does move when you wiggle it, but it's not actually super loose. Like you can see, it's not really wanting to go down. So not really a bad thing there. Not really a problem. And yeah, all the joints feel nice and good. The legs here, those are a little bit looser than I would like, but a little bit of Kiki's could fix that right up. But I don't even think it's bad enough to warrant that, but he looks super cool. Let's get in here on the sculpting and the detail, and holy moly, man, bringing him up here on the camera, this is absolutely beautifully done. A lot of people are calling this figure like a literal work of art, and I totally agree. Look at all of the intricate sculpting and shading they've done on the figure here, and of course, you've got these like really awesome, like piercing red eyes right there, kind of remind me of like Monokuma's eye right there, and then the mouth right here is actually articulated. Very, very cool. Got these nice little ears up here for the helmet. Looking absolutely awesome. I haven't seen this armor in Berserk. Like I said, I've only read 4 volumes, so he hasn't gotten to this. I think I'm in like the Golden Age arc right now of Berserk. I'll get back to it. Don't you worry. I will get back to it. It's a series I'm very interested in reading the rest of. But yeah, this looks amazing. Look at that. Look at all the intricate details right there. Some nice like rivets for this section right here. Looking fantastic. Rivets down this thing right here. These are actually on little joints right here as well. Really nice and posable, man. Absolutely fantastic. I love this like weird like pink shading that they have on the figure. You can see it in there as well. This is absolutely phenomenal. This is a very expensive SH Figuarts, I should say. His retail price is very up there, but I totally see why. Absolutely phenomenal painting and sculpting on this figure, man. Cannot say it loud enough. You got these nice little points right here at the knees, looking amazing. The feet, just like on the original one, these feet are ridiculous. There's no way a human foot is in that. Like, look how freaking flat it is. This is something I've watched. The main review I watched of the original figures, the Guts and the Griffith, that everybody was super disappointed in, was Anthony Customs. And yeah, he pointed out that these feet are just ridiculous. Like, how in the world would a human foot be able to go in there unless it's like the size of like a Tic Tac, man? That is absolutely fucking ridiculous. But yeah, it looks amazing. They did an amazing job on the sculpting and the paintwork right here. You can even see like more of that pink shading right here. Some like buckles right here for the armor. This is hella impressive. Now taking a look at the articulation, you're on a ball joint at the head here, so you've got a ton of upward right there, looking great. There's also a ball joint at the base of the neck, so lots of upward. Like I already talked about, he's got the freaking articulated mouth, so you can definitely have some fun with that, which will be really, really cool. And then for the down, he has this piece right here in the way, but I think this actually comes off because it's part of the figure, so you can take that off and then get a little bit more down right there, so that's really, really cool as well. But let's go ahead, pop that back on right there. And then for the arms right here, the arms can obviously go out like I showed earlier. You get lots of movement out, really, really good. He has a butterfly right here, and I actually remember in Anthony Customs review, the old figure, I believe the butterfly was right here, so it didn't really get a lot because it was hindered by this. So with this new figure, they've re-sculpted it and they've included the butterfly joint right here instead, which is actually super useful and will allow you to get some really good articulation out of that arm right there, which is really amazing. I heard that the first Guts was ridiculously difficult to pose the arms because there was so much stuff in the way. But this guy, really not the case actually. Very, very easy to pose. This piece comes out as well, which isn't really necessary because that obviously doesn't really need to, but that's really, really cool. And then the double jointed elbow is pretty good. Not 100%. I mean, it's pretty good. I think it's hindered by this armor piece right here. Yeah, so if you move that armor piece out of the way, no, it's about as much as you get right there. So not too bad right there. Probably a little bit more than the Sakura, which is absolutely tragic, but very, very good nonetheless. Absolutely love that. And then for the hands here, they have fixed the pegs on the hands here. So on the original Guts, I remember a lot of people pointed out that the pegs were horrible on the original Guts, but they have switched to very similar to the SH Figuarts Naruto line, a nice ball joint right there. And because of how easy that was to pop on, I don't think there's going to be any breakage problems on there like there is with a few of the Naruto SH Figuarts. So some great right there. And then the posability, some side to side right there. You know, your usual SH Figuarts hand posability right there. For the torso articulation, you have a ball joint right here at the torso. Ooh, he gets a lot of torso movement. Look at that. Very, very close to Amazing Yamaguchi level. Not quite all the way. There's maybe like a few more inches here, but really, really good. You're going to be able to get Guts in a lot of really amazing poses. And then you have a nice universal joint right here at the leg, so we can get some outward right there. Lots of forward, lots of back, pretty much completely unhindered. And then you've got a double jointed bend right here. Beautiful all the way. Kicks his own ass. The Foosh would be so goddamn happy. And then you've got a beautiful foot right here. Can go up all the way, down all the way, ankle pivot, and a toe joint. My goodness gracious. The posability on this guy is leagues better than the original figure. I mean, I know I don't own the original figure, but from watching reviews, the posability on that thing looked really, really hindered, and I think they just really went to town on this to redeem themselves, man. I feel a clear effort to make a really amazing figure here with this. Now for comparison, here he is with the Figma Yuji Itadori, the SH Figuarts Naruto Uzumaki, the Amazing Yamaguchi Deku, and the Figma Denji. So you can see how he looks with a bunch of other action figure lines here. So you got some Figmas over here, another SHF, and the Amazing Yamaguchi My Hero Academia figures right here. And this looks good. Guts was a big guy when I was reading the manga. He was a big dude. So this looks perfect to me. He fits right in. For some more, here he is with the SH Figuarts Orochimaru, the Figma Kento Nanami, the JoJo Super Action statue Giorno Giovanna, and the Amazing Yamaguchi Eraserhead. And again, he looks great with all these figures. Man, I'm really liking this figure. And it's time for my favorite part of the review, the accessories. So let's start off with the cape here, because I'm not 100% sure how to put on the cape, so I'm actually going to see if there's some instructions in this box. Well, they're on the box. They're literally on the little flap right here. You know what? I can get behind it, you know, save the environment. Okay, well, it says to just pop off the neck and the head like that. I think you got to do the head, the neck. Nope, it doesn't look like you have to do the neck, actually. And then you just put it on, so it doesn't, like, go in place anywhere? How the heck? Never mind, I see. So this little thing right here, you take that piece of the armor off, and then there's like a hook right here that you can't see because my camera doesn't focus. There you go. There's like a hook right here. Kind of hard to see. But I think you have to wedge this on there and then hook that onto the cape? I do not understand. This does not reach to that hook. It's supposed to go underneath this hook, but it does not reach to, oh, maybe these have to be pushed down. Hold up. Push those all the way down. Then try and put it on. And then it has to hook right. It has to hook into this little thing right here. It doesn't work. Okay, I finally got it hooked on there. And then I guess it just, does it really just chill there? Like it doesn't plug in anywhere. So you put this back on right there. And that holds it in place. It still wants to, there's gotta be something. Okay, when you put the head on, it keeps the cape from moving. So the cape latches onto right there, which is a massive pain in the ass. Get ready for that. And then the head will keep it in place. It won't like flop around, which is nice. So the cape has bendy wires in it, so it's able to do like cool poses and whatnot. It's not the best design though. It's not my favorite cape because it will, I don't know, it doesn't really inhibit the arms at all. It's just kind of cumbersome, but I mean, I guess it kind of had to be. I don't know how they would have done the cape right or made it look good without it being a little cumbersome, but I wish it would like just sit a little bit nicer right here on it. It's very, very nicely done in all honesty. Like the fact they even put some bendy wires in it and they got some nice, like, looks like some weathering on the actual cape itself. And it's made of a pretty nice cloth, and it even has like tattering towards like the end right here. Like it looks really, really cool if you can work with it. And it's definitely not the easiest thing to work with, but let's get into the other accessories right here. And we'll try and fiddle with it throughout the review here, because the cape's weird. So before we get into the alternate faces, we actually have to go over the alternate heads, because only the alternate heads are able to use the actual Guts faces. Obviously, there's no Guts face on that one. So you have this one, which looks like it's like not completely like taking him over yet, and you can put Guts' face in here. So we'll actually go ahead, pop this off, which it does pop off very nice and easy. Pop this one on right there into this ball joint. Oh, goodness gracious, it's tight. There we go. Kind of a pain in the ass, but totally doable. You pop off that, and then you get your Guts face sculpt. So first off, you get your default one, of course. Standard stoic Guts face. Got his eyes missing right there. Some scars right there. Looks really, really good, actually. Really, really nicely done. It's like, wow, that's actually really nicely done. And then you pop this on right there, and then pop back on the front piece right there. And then to finish off this look, you gotta do one more thing. You've gotta take this little chest piece off right there. Just take that off and replace it with this one. You get 3 different ones of these. This is the one you want to use with this head sculpt. So just get that like around his neck, and you can see it's like the mouth, and then tab it in to that same spot right there. And you can see it's like the mouth. So this one has the mouth right there, and you can like open it. This one, the mouth is connected to this neck piece right there, and it's like that. Now that greatly hinders the head articulation right there. Like, wow, it's a very cumbersome head sculpt right there, but it does look pretty cool, although I'm a little bit more excited for this last head sculpt. So the other head sculpt is this like skull head sculpt. And this is honestly the head sculpt that I'm expecting to display him with, but I will decide that at the end of the video because it's my figure. I can display him however I want. But I really, really like this. It really reminds me of like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Like ritual monster or something. I really, really like it. It looks awesome. And you pop this on. Actually, first you want to take off that chest piece right there. Pop that on. And it might actually be easier to go ahead and pop the chest piece on first, but I'll just pop on the head right there. So you have that, and I saw in someone's review, he actually showed that you can just leave it without the Guts face sculpt on there, and it looks fucking awesome, and it honestly does. Go ahead and put the chest piece on right here. So this is the chest piece that you use with this head sculpt, and again, I really like this one. Pop that on right there, Get that snugly on, and boom! That looks awesome. I absolutely love that. So that is also an option right there, is to just leave the Guts face out of there, which maybe I will do that. Again, it's my figure. I can display it however I want, but we'll go ahead and pop Guts' face in there. I think I will have Guts on there because it's cool to have a Guts in my collection. He's a very famous character after all. There we go, and pop that back on. A little bit difficult to get that face back on because it's kind of a weird design right there. You got like 2 little tabs right there. There we go. Not too bad though. Yeah, I think this right here is the setup I'll be using for the head sculpt because I like that you can see Guts in there, and I really like this design for the head sculpt. That looks awesome. And then you also get another Guts face right here where he's all angry, and you can use this with either this head sculpt or of course this one right here. And there, you know, we can actually show real quick how that might look right there. So very cool. And you can see with this one, you've got like some like darkness like starting to take him over right there. As far as I know, with the Berserker armor is some kind of supernatural thing. I think it has something to do with like the eclipse and stuff. Maybe not. Again, I'm not a Berserk expert. I've only read 4 volumes, but I think it has something to do with the eclipse. And don't spoil that, by the way. And it like takes over his body and like uses his life force energy in order to keep it going. So I think it like hurts him to have the Berserker armor on. So yeah, this is a good face to get with this. And that's how the face sculpt looks on the head right there. Yeah, I love this head sculpt. This is almost definitely the one I'll be displaying him with. Yeah, this is my favorite setup so far. This setup right here with the default face, the stoic face, this head sculpt, and this little neck piece right here. Now, if you wanted to, I'm sure you could probably use any of the neck pieces. I don't know what would stop you from using like this neck piece right here. Yeah, that still plugs in. So if you want to use that one instead, go for it. You know, the world's your oyster. Or if you'd rather have nothing around the neck, boom, just use that one. But again, I think this is my favorite one. I really like the shape of this one, man. I'm going to leave him like that for now. Now let's take a look at our hands. So in the packaging, he actually has on relaxed hands instead of fist hands. Usually they have fist hands on the packaging, but he has relaxed hands. And you get a pair of kind of reaching out to grab hands. You get a pair of fists right here, looking really, really cool. You get a pair of hands to grab his gigantic sword right here. Very, very cool. And then probably my favorite hand, you get the cannon hand right here. And this looks crazy. Like this piece like hinged up, the cannon like popped out, the hand folded down. That is crazy. I love this. This is, oh my God. This is even on a hinge, bro. Oh my God. That's fucking awesome. What happened to the crossbow arm though? He had the little crossbow arm thing in the first 4 volumes, and that was really, really cool. So I guess he ditches that at some point. That's unfortunate. Or maybe it's just this armor. I don't know if he goes back and forth between the armors. But yeah, you pop that off. Pop that on right there. That's a little bit tight. That's a little bit worrisome right there. And boom. Now you have him with that cannon arm right there. That's really, really cool, man. That's really cool. He's definitely giving me the vibe of a tough figure to pose, though. Like, this giant cape and all this. I feel like that was expected. Like, you look at this design, it looks like it's going to be kind of tough to pose. It looks like a posable action figure of this design. That would probably be a little bit hindered, but that's really, really cool, man. That's really cool. And then you also get a pair of alternate legs right here, and these are going to allow you to have him in a totally kneeled down pose right there. So this is all of the articulation that you get with the default legs right here, which is really good. Nothing to scoff at. Like, you get pretty much full movement right here. But what you do is you pop off this joint right here. It's on a ball joint. You pop off the foot right there. Pop that out. You get the right one here. I think that one's this one. You just got to pop on the foot right there, and then pop this on to the joint right here. And there you go. Okay, it didn't break. We're good. So this piece, I recommend taking off the leg piece in this, getting that in there. It's really, really tight. Yeah, that is super tight, and I do want to show that there's some extra, like, weird articulation right here. It's not really useful for these versions of the legs, but there is some, like, weird extra joint right there, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, you pop that on, and then you pop the leg back on right there. So it's a little tough, but this allows you to get that. So now you have his legs like all the way bent. So you have even more posability options right there in the legs, which is pretty freaking cool. And again, you get that for both sides. Kind of tough to get these back apart though, just a warning, but not too horrible. But I just want to pop the standard leg back on. So just pop that in just like that. Am I doing it right? There we go. Not too bad. And then pop the foot back on. Where's his foot? Where is his foot? What'd you do with his foot, Griffith? Pop that back on right there. There we go. And then reattach the leg right there. So there you go. Pretty cool that that SH Figuarts, I mean Bandai, included these alternate legs right here, but I probably won't use these. I will probably just try and and work with the articulation that you get. But if you are really determined to get him in a certain pose and his legs aren't really giving you the articulation that you require for that pose, you can probably get it with these legs. So that's a really cool, nice touch. But the final accessory is his gigantic fucking sword. Oh my god. Look at this thing, dude. Jesus effing Christ. At what point does it get a little bit ridiculous? But yeah, this is his sword, all right. It's fucking ginormous. Yeah, it's absolutely fucking massive, man. And I believe, you just pop off the hand right here. You get these gripping hands. Get one right here. We'll pop that on right there. Not too hard to get that one on. And then I imagine there's probably like a removing thing right here. I think I see it right here. Yep, there you go. Beautiful. I love it when they do that. That's such a fucking wonderful thing. And you just insert that. It's still kind of tight though. There you go. Not too bad though. Get it in there and then put the hilt back on. There you go. There he is with his fucking enormous sword. Wow, check that out, man. That's really fucking cool. Whoa, man. Oh, yeah. It's coming together now. This is a very difficult figure to pose, man. I am warning you guys right now. We're not on to the final thoughts yet, but this figure is hard to pose, man. I am very... I salute all of the people out there that made reviews of this and like stop motions and stuff, because y'all got way more patience than I would have in like several lifetimes, dude. Because oh my god, this is a figure I will probably pose like maybe like once a year. However, I will say that the sword is really impressive, and yes, he can actually hold it now. I believe the original figure had a massive problem where the hands were so shitty that they would just pop off, and he couldn't even hold the damn sword. So yes, with this one you can, and you can get the hands in a nice sword like pointing pose right there as well. But I mean, that is a ridiculous sword to be pointing at people. Look at this fucking thing. Oh my god. I would recommend getting him in in the pose that you want, and then if you want him with the sword, pop the sword on to the hand, and then once you get him in the pose, then pop the hand back on. That's probably the easiest way to go about putting the sword on him. And I do want to show that there is a peg hole right there in the back, so you can get him on a stand, which is thank you for that. That is actually very nice. So final thoughts on the SH Figuarts Berserker Armor Heat of Passion Guts. This thing is crazy. This thing is fucking crazy, but I like it. I like it a lot. I honestly do. I'm pretty happy I picked this up. It's pretty awesome having a Guts in my collection, and it looks fucking crazy, man. Like, this is such a whacked out figure, man. Like, if you get this thing, this is not gonna be like one of those open it up figures, put it on the shelf and forget about it. No, this thing is gonna have an impact on your life. Like, you're gonna pick this thing up and be like, this is a very different action figure experience than I am used to. Maybe you're not used to it. Maybe you buy figures like this all the time, but I personally very not used to these kind of figures, but I really like this figure. I think it's really fucking cool. Yeah, it's cool. It's not really my favorite kind of figure, but the posability is great. The sculpting is absolutely phenomenal. They did a really amazing job on the accessories. The refinement to the figure, like switching out the accessories, is pretty nice. Getting the cape on for the first time is a pain in the ass, but once you get it on, you don't really ever have to take it off. So it's not that big a deal, honestly. So you just got to get it on the first time, and then you're pretty much set to go. And it's a really nicely done cape with even has some bendy wires in there, so you can get him in some really awesome poses right there. Yeah, the figure is pretty awesome in all honesty. Like, I think it's really fucking cool. I swear I'm trying with these poses, guys. I'm trying, man. This is a hard figure to pose. There we go. That looks pretty cool, right? I mean, you can barely see it, but hopefully I'll be able to fix that in editing. Yeah, I gotta wrap this review up. I like this figure a lot. I'm happy with my purchase. I am. I'm happy I'm happy to have the guts in the collection, and I think I made the right choice with this one because it's very awesome and it's very Black Clover. Yeah, it's sick. If you were wanting this, if you clicked on this video because, like, you wanted this, then, yeah, I think pick it up. I think you'll be satisfied, honestly. I think you'll be satisfied. I'm impressed. I like this figure. I definitely like it. Again, this is not the kind of thing I would usually go for, but I went for it, and I'm happy I did. I like this. It's very cool. So what's my final grade for this thing gonna be? Well, if we look at the objective negatives here, there's really not a lot. The only one I can really think of is the cape is a pain in the ass to get on the first time. The only other thing I can think of other than that is it is a little overwhelming and a little intimidating to pose. So it's an expensive figure, and you probably won't want to pose it too much unless you're like, I mean, I'm me, so that could be different for you, but you probably are not going to want to pose it very much. But I think the bang for your buck is absolutely there. The sculpting and the paint is amazing. The accessories that they do include are awesome. The articulation is pretty surprisingly phenomenal, and it looks really fucking cool. Yeah, this is a tough one, man. There we go. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is such new territory for me. I'm going to give him an S. I think he deserves it. I think he deserves it. I think the bang for your buck is there. Sculpting paint's awesome. Yeah, you know what? I'm satisfied with that. I don't think that my review of this figure is going to be the best one out there. Certainly not. I think a lot of people made a lot of better reviews than me, but I threw my hat into a different type of thing this time. Hopefully it paid off. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I do like the figure. I like the fruits of my labor here. I'm very happy I picked this up. It's very, very cool. So yeah, I think an S tier is well deserved for this figure, and I think if you want it, I think if you get it, you're gonna be satisfied. I really, really do. So there you have it. Thank you all so much for watching this video, whether or not it was the best review of this figure out there. Hopefully it was at least a little bit of entertainment for you in your lives, and this is DK Guillotine, signing out. Griffith!